What's up next? Today we have another crypto mining machine. It's the Fluminer L1. And this is a Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Scriptcoin miner at 5.3 gigahash and using roughly 1200 watts. It is the most efficient Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Script miner that you can use as a regular home miner on a regular 120 volt outlet. You can also use this on 240 volt as well if you have access to 240 volt plugs. So we're going to unbox this, take a look, and see at the hash rate and the power that it's actually pulling from the wall. There we go. All right, so we're going to get everything out of the box and show you what comes in it. The packaging is standard. It has a piece of the foam on the top, just like this, and one on the bottom. The machine comes standing up inside the box, and you also get your side mounts or your railing for your server rack and a Wi-Fi dongle. You also get a power cord, but not North American one. I've seen a lot of YouTubers have been receiving a C19 to a C, I think 15 plug, but fortunately in the units that I've received, I am not receiving them, so I have to order my own. This is the only power cord that I got, so I have to order power plugs to get this to work. We'll get this out of the packaging so you can see what it looks like. All right, so the unit is not much bigger than the AlphaPex DG1 Home, and I'm actually not sure if it's actually any bigger. But the DG1 Home is only putting out 2.1 gigahash, and this is putting out 5.3. So space comparison, this is using a lot less space than the DG1 Homes compared to the amount of gigahash that you're getting from it. So in the front, you do have an LCD display. It does rotate depending on which way you have the unit. You have your IP DHCP location. So if you're looking to locate the unit, that's what you press. LED reset. Now, there is writing on one side of this unit, on this side here. So obviously that's the top of the unit if you want to lay it down flat. And if you lay it down this way, then the LED will rotate accordingly. And on the back of the unit, this is where you have your power supply fans, your C19 power cable would go into here. You have a TF card and your Ethernet, and there's where your Wi-Fi adapter will plug into. So we'll get the Wi-Fi on there. And they're pretty standard Wi-Fi dongles. So if for whatever reason you're looking for one, you can most likely take one from an old gold shell or from another device or whatever if you need to. And there you go. Now I actually really do like this handle that's on here. Makes it actually pretty convenient to move around. And that's pretty much it for the walk around of the outside of it. We'll get it plugged in and we'll show you how much watts it's pulling from the wall. All right, you can see that we have it running right now. The display is showing 1224 watts. Uptime is about 14 minutes. I did check the temperatures in the back, showing about 55 degrees Celsius, 138 Fahrenheit. And you can see on the power station here, it's showing 1308 watts. So I'm going to pull over the DG Home 1 just to show you a size comparison and just to show you the design comparison between the two units now. All right, just so you can see the design comparison between the AlphaPex DG Home 1 and the Fluminer L1. You can see they're almost relatively about the same size. The Fluminer is slightly taller, and the AlphaPex looks to be slightly wider, but we'll check that here. It's about 5 1/4 wide, and this one's a little bit wider. Actually, no, a little bit slimmer. So you can see we have about 5 1/4, and this one's just under 5 1/4 there. Height-wise, we're looking at, 16.5 inches for the AlphaPex, and we are looking at 17.5 inches for the Fluminer. Now, design comparisons between the two. Personally, I like how the design is on the Fluminer over the AlphaPex because all the cables are in the back. They're all plugged in the back. Your Ethernet, your power is all in the back. Your intake is pulling through here, and your exhaust is in the back. Now on the AlphaPex, your intake is actually on the top, and your exhaust is in the back. So that is your design comparisons between the AlphaPex and the Fluminer. We'll jump over to the dashboard and I'll show you how to set up the Fluminer now.
All right, so this is the official Fluminer website. It is fluminer.com. There are some fake websites out there like fluminer.org. Make sure you're using the official website. Now, if you're looking for firmware updates, you would go to support at the top, and then you would find technology support, installation guide, and firmware. And then from here, you would click on the Fluminer on the left-hand side, and then you would select software and firmware. And you can see firmware upgrade version 1.1, and it was released March 5th, it says. Now, if you want to find the IP addresses of your Fluminers to log into them, I use an application called Advanced IP Scanner, and you can see it's here. Now, with Advanced IP Scanner, all you would do, usually it comes preset with a range, you would hit scan, and your Fluminers are going to show up with the name Rockchip. Rockchip's a CPU manufacturer, I believe, and I believe that's the CPUs or processors that are in these. You can also filter in Advanced IP Scanner on the right hand side and type in Rock, and then whatever Fluminers you have will show up. You can see I have 2 there. And then once you get the IP addresses, you will then type the IP address into your browser to pull up your GUI or your interface. And when you log in, it's going to be, I'll show you here, root and root. And this is what you're going to be presented with. This is where you're going to enter your pool settings. I do have Mining Dutch entered in here. However, it's not supported yet. I did reach out to Fluminer, and they said the next firmware update that's coming out for these devices will include other pools, including Mining Dutch. So I've set it up there, so I have all the information that I can just swap them around as I need to when that firmware update comes out. Now, speaking about firmware, it's on the left-hand side. You would choose the file. So you can see if I go back to their official website, this is actually a zip file. You don't need to unzip it. When you upload it here, you're going to be uploading the zipped file, and then you would click on firmware update and it would do the update process. However, if you go to your overview tab, you can see that the software version or the firmware version that I am running or that was installed from the factory when I received the units was 1.1. So I do not need to do a firmware right now because it is using the latest firmware update available. And I am able to use it on other pools besides F2 pool, like via BTC, which is what I'm using right now. So to go over some of the other information here, pool settings, Wi-Fi settings, it is a little bit, I guess, interesting. You have to type in your Wi-Fi SSID. It does not have a drop down. You have to know the name, and obviously you have to know your password, and then you would hit submit, and it would have your Wi-Fi details saved in there. Does also have system logs and minor logs if you need to find out, issues. Going over the main dashboard, once you've entered your pool settings in, you can see your uptime, been up for about 14 hours here. Your status, how much power is estimated. It's always a little bit more at the wall. Your redirect ratio, and then your real-time hash rate and your average hash rate, your fan RPM, your intake temperature, and your exhaust temperature. So you can see that my real-time hash rate is 6.28 gigahash, but my average hash rate over the 14, almost 15 hours now is 5.36, which is in range of what this unit is expected to do. Now, if we're talking about profitability, taking a look at mining now. So you can see I have it set to 1 cent kilowatt in USD, and the income is $6.04. We're paying electricity $2.88. Profit is $3.16. We do know the market's down a little bit right now. We are expecting a little bit of a rebound, but we are still more than 50% profitable, even though the market is down right now. It is a very efficient script Dogecoin Litecoin miner. We're looking at $2,172 approximately for the year, and out of that, $1,121 would be your profit after paying electrical if you have 10 cents a kilowatt hour. So with a device like this that is going to be costing somewhere around $3,000 at current profitability, you're looking at a minimum 2+ years to, I would say, 2 to 3 years at current profitability to break even. That being said, the market isn't going to stay here. Market fluctuates. Prices are going to go up. Prices are going to go down, and you could convert these on your pools to different coins, and maybe those coins do better for you. Maybe they do worse. Now, comparing it to something like the AlphaPex DG Home 1, you can see that this isn't even, let me just refresh to make sure we got the latest information, not even $1 a day for profitability. This unit's doing less than half the hash rate than the Fluminer, and it is slightly less efficient. Now, looking at another miner that's coming out now too, some units have been hitting the market. I don't have one myself yet, but I probably will get my hands on it just to test it out. It is the Fluminer D1 Mini. You can see it's up for pre, but I have seen some YouTube videos on it. It is real. You can see it's 2.2 gigahash at 500 watts. Looking at the AlphaPex, it was 2.1 gigahash at 630 watts. Very different setups. The AlphaPex is a liquid cooled miner, as the Mini, I believe, is passive, but it's still not loud. It's saying that it's somewhere around 40 or 50 dB. So I think if I was to buy script miners right now, it would probably be the Volkminer or the Fluminer. Those are the two that I'm kind of leaning towards. Nothing against the AlphaPex, but when we're looking at price and return on our investment and efficiencies, those are the two that have slightly higher efficiencies, in my personal opinion. I did run it through some AI generation and got this chart here showing the Fluminer, the AlphaPex, and the Volk1 D1 Mini. You can see how it's broken down with the wattages. The efficiencies here, the lower the number is, the better. So the Fluminer is more efficient than the AlphaPex and the Volkminer, but the Volkminer is not far behind the Fluminer. Using 500 watts versus 630 watts is a lot less for achieving over 2 gigahash on script. So you can see that the AlphaPex is also slightly louder than the Fluminer, which is interesting, right? So those are the two that I'm kind of looking at right now. And if we wanted to go over to ASL Miner, this is where I got the Fluminer from. I actually do have a coupon code if you want to check it out as well. But just taking a look at the Fluminer here, the prices vary. So if you were looking to get, some stock from what is currently available, you're looking at almost $3,400 here. It says that there's 100 in stock. And then if you wanted the March batch, the price doesn't change because that's obviously spot right now. March batch, April batch goes down to 3,100. So you're looking at approximately $300 difference there. And then May, it goes down to 2,800. Now, these are making roughly $100 a month, right? Now that's after paying your electrical. What's it making before paying your electrical? It's making almost $200 a month. So if we were to say $200 a month, and May is, 2 or 3 months away, let's say 3 months, that's $600, right? So in my personal opinion, I wouldn't go with the May batch. I would actually go with the April batch, because you're potentially losing $600 a month waiting for the miner to come in when you could be mining the cryptocurrency in the meantime. So I wouldn't probably go with the March batch. I don't even think that they're going to be shipping in March, but I could be wrong. I waited a while for my units to come in. Um, Obviously, we had some delays with shipping, and there was Chinese New Year and that kind of stuff, right? So personally, I would save the little bit of money by not going with the March batch, and I would actually go with the April batch. And if you add this to cart here, and you go to view cart, and you enter code next level and apply code, you can actually see on the right hand side you're getting $100 off. So I think that getting the April batch is the best bang for your buck, especially with the coupon code to get the $100 off. Yeah, that's probably what I would do in regards to pricing. So let's just go over to Miner Bros. I'm gonna show you the price of the Alpha Pex. If you're looking to get a unit that's in stock now, you're paying almost 2,100 USD. If you're looking to get the May batch, it is 1850. Now, you know, it's an okay price. It does include some of your shipping costs and all that stuff if you go through Miner Bros, I believe. But if we were to look at the Volk miner, you're getting better efficiency, you're getting higher hash rates, and you're getting it for a cheaper price. You're getting it for 1600. So personally, I would rather go with the Volk miner right now than the AlphaBex. If I was to go for a smaller home style miner that's working off a 120 volt outlet, this is using less watts than the AlphaPex DG Home 1. So that's why I say right now I'm really kind of looking at the Volk miners as well as the Flu miners. Those are the two miners that I'm really looking at right now. I haven't got my hands on a Volk miner yet, but I think I will over the next month or so try to get my hands on a Volk miner, test it out, and I'll do a video as well. I did also want to mention I did reach out to Fluminer again, and I talked to them, and they said they are coming out with a version 1.2 for the firmware, which is also going to give you more compatibility with more mining pools and confirm that that does mean mining Dutch as well. So if you like this style of video, if you want to see more videos like this with some more crypto mining machines, or if you want to talk more about crypto in general, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like and subscribe and stay tuned for what's up next. Peace.